Officer Harlan Brooks patrolled the quiet streets of Elmwood for 23 years. He believed he could spot trouble just by looking at faces, cars, and skin tones. Tonight, around 1:40 a.m., he noticed a blacked-out Tahoe parked beside a closed convenience store. Two black occupants sat inside, a man in a plain hoodie and a woman in business attire. To Brooks, the scene screamed drug deal. He activated his overhead lights, bathing the vehicle in aggressive red and blue. Heart rate rising with familiar purpose, he stepped out, flashlight already pointed like a weapon. He approached the driver's window with deliberate slowness, hand resting on his holstered Glock. "License and registration," he demanded without greeting. The driver, mid-30s, calm, lowered the glass halfway. "Good evening, officer. May I ask the reason for the stop?" Brooks ignored the question. "I'm not asking twice. Documents, now." The woman passenger stared straight ahead, expression neutral. Brooks felt the familiar rush. Power, certainty, control. These two didn't belong here after midnight. He knew their type, or so he thought. The driver reached toward the glove box slowly. Brooks barked, "Hands where I can see them. You reaching for something?" Palms raised immediately. "Retrieving the documents you requested, sir." Brooks sneered. "People like you always got an excuse ready." He leaned closer. "Both of you, step out of the vehicle. Keep it slow." The couple exchanged the shortest glance, coordinated, professional. They complied without argument. Brooks smiled inwardly. Easy compliance usually meant guilt. He began with the driver, patting him down roughly, lingering on the waistband longer than necessary. "You got anything I should know about? Gun? Drugs?" "No, sir," came the even reply. Brooks snorted. "That's what they all say." He moved to the woman. "You too. Hands on the hood." She placed both palms flat, posture straight. Brooks ran his hands along her sides, slower than policy allowed. "Fancy clothes for hanging around a closed gas station," he muttered. "What are you really doing here?" The woman answered calmly, "We are conducting official business." Brooks laughed harshly. "Official business in my town? I don't think so." He stepped back. "I'm searching this vehicle. Probable cause, plain smell of marijuana." The driver raised an eyebrow. "With your windows up and ours closed." Brooks's face flushed. "You calling me a liar, boy?" The racial slur landed like a slap. Neither agent reacted outwardly. They had heard worse. They had recorded worse. Brooks keyed his radio. "Dispatch, send me another unit. Got 2 suspicious persons here, possible narcotics." He turned back, smug. "You're not leaving until we tear this thing apart." The woman reached into her blazer pocket slowly. Brooks's hand flew to his weapon. "Don't move!" She froze, then deliberately withdrew a slim black wallet and opened it toward the light. Gold shield, DEA credentials, Special Agent Marcus Reynolds. Brooks blinked hard. The photo matched perfectly. The woman flipped open her own folio. Supervisory Special Agent Lauren Carter, Drug Enforcement Administration. Brooks felt the asphalt shift beneath him. This is a mistake," he stammered. Marcus tilted his head. "Is it?" Lauren's voice cut like glass. "You've got about 60 seconds to justify an unlawful detention, illegal search attempt, and use of a racial epithet before we take you into federal custody." Brooks's mouth worked silently. No words came. A second cruiser screeched in. 2 officers jumped out, hands near weapons, then froze when they saw the federal credentials held high. Lauren spoke first. "DEA, this officer just committed a civil rights violation in front of 2 supervisory agents." One local officer whispered, "Jesus, Harlan." Brooks stood frozen, cuffs suddenly feeling very real. Marcus produced his own set, standard federal issue. "Hands behind your back, Officer Brooks." The reversal was absolute. Brooks tried one final protest. "I didn't know." Lauren interrupted. "You don't need to know our agency to know racial profiling is illegal." Click. The cuffs locked. Marcus looked down at the man who'd called him boy minutes earlier. Wrong car, wrong night. Lauren already had her phone out. This is SSA Carter, on-duty officer in custody, 18 U.S.C. Section 242. Request immediate U.S. Attorney notification. The local officers stood mute. They placed Brooks in the back seat of the second cruiser. He stared straight ahead, jaw locked. The red-blue lights painted his face in guilty colors. Marcus and Lauren returned to their Tahoe, calm as ever. Before pulling away, Lauren addressed the stunned officers. Next time your partner decides skin color equals probable cause, remind him some badges carry more weight than his. The SUV left smoothly. Brooks watched the taillights disappear. At the station, the night sergeant stared at the report in disbelief. 2 DEA agents on long-term surveillance of local traffickers. Wrong place, wrong time for Brooks. The chief arrived in sweatpants at 3 a.m. He read the narrative, listened to the cruiser audio, then looked at his 23-year veteran now handcuffed to a bench. "Harlan, what the hell?" Brooks muttered, "I didn't know they were feds." The chief shook his head. "That's not the defense you think it is." By sunrise, the body cam and gas station security footage leaked to views climbed into 6 figures within hours. Comment sections erupted. "Finally caught one. Textbook racism. How many didn't have badges?" The department released a 2-sentence statement. "Incident under investigation." Nobody bought it. The mayor called an emergency meeting. The union rep arrived, but even he looked pale. "This is career-ending, Harlan." Brooks stared at concrete. "They set me up." The rep sighed. "They sat in a car. You escalated." Marcus and Lauren spent the morning in a hotel writing their 302 forms. They attached the audio, every slur, every illegal command preserved in high fidelity. "Pattern case," Marcus said quietly. Lauren nodded. "We'll subpoena his stop data for the last 7 years. I guarantee disparities." They both knew the next steps. Federal grand jury, pattern or practice investigation, likely DOJ consent decree for the whole department. 72 hours later, civil rights charges were filed. At the press conference, the U.S. attorney was blunt. "No one is above the Constitution, not even those sworn to uphold it." Brooks appeared via video from county jail in Orange, looking 10 years older. Bail was set at $300,000. No collection was taken at the station. The chief issued a second statement. "Officer Brooks has been relieved of duty pending outcome." Translation: fired. In Washington, their supervisor listened to the audio with eyes closed. "This is precisely why we run undercover compliance details in small agencies." Lauren added, "They never expect accountability." The supervisor nodded. "We're opening a full pattern or practice review. This wasn't isolated." Marcus leaned forward. "We've got 6 more stops on tape showing the same MO, same attitude, same language." The file grew thicker by the hour. 3 months later, Brooks pled guilty to 1 count of deprivation of rights under color of law, 18 months federal prison, lifetime ban from law enforcement. The department signed a 5-year consent decree, mandatory de-escalation training, bias audits, body cam review board with civilian oversight. The town grumbled about government overreach, yet traffic stops in certain neighborhoods dropped 47% almost immediately. Marcus and Lauren never gave interviews. They didn't need to. The footage spoke louder than any press release. In certain law enforcement accountability forums, their calm professionalism became legendary the moment the real badges showed up. They moved to the next assignment, same Tahoe, different plates, same quiet certainty. Another city, another crooked cop to document. Years afterwards, a new academy class in the county watched the edited body cam during ethics training. The instructor paused at the exact frame Brooks's face collapsed, gold shield in the spotlight. "This," he said, "is what happens when bias drives the contact instead of evidence. You never know who's really sitting in that car." The recruits nodded soberly. Some took notes. Most remembered the lesson. And late at night, in a medium-security federal facility, Harron Brooks lay staring at the ceiling. He replayed the moment endlessly, the wallet opening, the calm voices, the cuffs clicking on his own wrists. He still had no answer for the question Supervisory Special Agent Carter asked that night. Is there a reason for the stop, officer? 23 years on the job, and he never found one that held up in court or in his conscience. The end.